Today I am going to spiritualist church and I'm also going to a mediumship circle where we just talk about like our skill development and stuff. I don't know, I've practiced tarot for a really long time. If you want to include like my time as a teenager as well, I've been practicing for probably like 10 years now. So a full decade of practicing reading. I'm just feeling out of touch with my own intuition. I use my divination tools quite often and I can channel like really easily, but my actual like connection like with spirit, it just feels really shaky. Like I took a 3-week trip to Europe to find myself and girl, still lost. So we are gonna go to church, which sounds traumatic, but this one is a spiritualist church, so like they kind of just talk about stuff like the divine and stuff. It's much more open-ended and I'm interested to see the folks that are there. I'm going to the church service first before going to the mediumship circle because I want to make sure that these people aren't a bunch of wackadoos. Which I know sounds crazy, me being like, I need to make sure these people aren't fucking crazy. And I'm constantly like reading tarot cards and stuff, so. I used to also have like prophetic dreams. It was never anything like major, honestly. Long story short, I had a dream that I was holding my friend's baby at the hospital like the day or two after she was born, and I didn't know that's what I was dreaming at first. In high school, I also dreamt that like teachers were subbing for each other and things like that, and I'd be like, oh, that's a weird dream, why is this person in this classroom? And then sure shit, maybe like a week or two later that would be happening. So just like little things like that. I never got anything like majorly useful. I'm sure if I were to practice, I don't know, something more often, that I could maybe get them back or I could strengthen it. I did definitely watch their service video online as well because I'm nosy and I want to see what it's like. It was just like super vague and kind of hard to follow. Ugh. I'm on like day 2 no wash and I feel disgusting. No wash for my hair, not my body, I swear. That rhymed. Okay, mascara and I've gotta go. Hi guys, so it's about half an hour after the service ended, which they had like a medium like channeling during it, and like she did pick me out of the crowd. She said she liked my curly hair, which I would gladly accept, and like bits and pieces made sense out of the channeling. She said that like a younger girl, like under 30, so like a grown woman under 30 with long dark hair was coming in, the name Stephanie, buttercup, baking, which like didn't necessarily like fully resonate like to a person itself. The name Stephanie, that was the name of like my childhood bully. Buttercup was my favorite out of the Powerpuff Girls. I've been looking at the Crybaby Powerpuff Girls like plush pendants. Yeah, I really want Bubbles or Buttercup. She said Kudos came in. I don't know, man. I wanted to cry leaving, and I think it's more so like a space of like frustration. I'm still impatient. Like sitting through the guided meditation, I was just like, oh my god, when is this gonna be over? I have a really hard time just like sitting in it. The reason why I feel like bits and pieces came through like that is because my mind is so jumbled, so I feel like I'm kind of hard to channel for. So like I'm not trying to judge her mediumship on it. I think that I'm hard to read for right now. So before I get into like the mediumship circle aspect, I just want to tell you guys a little bit about the mass that I went to. So to start off, right away they have us singing a song from The Greatest Showman, I've never seen that movie. Genuinely, I thought it may have been like Les Miserables because the song that they had listed like for the opening prayers, it had Hugh Jackman listed, even though it wasn't the rendition of the song that had Hugh Jackman singing, it had Pink. So yeah, that was a very bold start. And like also, why do we have to play the entirety of the song? We can't cut it off after the second verse. We can't cut off the last 30 seconds of the song where it's just like humming and harmonizing. Okay, thank you. Whenever church starts, they always start with some announcements. And so this like lady comes up to the front and she kicks it off with saying, "Thank you guys for joining us. I just want to thank you for spending your morning with us." Ma'am, you are putting this, like, it is being live streamed right now and it is on Facebook as we speak. How humiliating. And just like, what a terrible Freudian slip. And please tell me what you are really here for. Not off to, I would say, a great start. And then, so halfway through the service, I would say, this dude walks in and he sits in the back row with me. I'm on the side that's like closest to the center of the room and he sits on the exact opposite end, like closest toward the entrance. And the outfit choice, girl. Electric lime green shorts paired with a Venom shirt that had like electric lime green and purple highlights. It was bold for sure. And like, I don't want to hate on that outfit. I think it would have been good if you wore it to the mall, the fair, a rave, but to wear it to church, and like granted, I'm not dressed to the nines. I'm wearing some jean shorts and like my Beatles shirt, but I am not wearing that. That was a lot. And then before mass ends, they want us to go up to the front, hold hands in a circle, and sing a goofy little song. I will gladly indulge. Of course, he has to make sure that he's by me so that way he can hold my hand. My initial plan was to stick around at the end of mass to like wait for the mediumship circle to start, but it didn't start for another hour and 15 minutes. I'll come back, don't worry. It was just super overstimulating. I just needed to get out of there for a second. So I come back for the mediumship circle and dude is still there. Dude is still there. He's helping like clean up and put stuff away and blah, blah, blah. And the same lady that said that thank you for spending your money with us, she was there helping wrap up too. She wasn't the one in charge of the mediumship circle, but I was like, "Hi, I'm back for the mediumship circle. Can I pay you?" Because there's like a $10 fee, which like totally fine. I get it. And she was like, yeah, I guess you could give it to me. And then she just kind of like, she took my money and then she just like vaguely waved me to like the room where it was. And I was like, "Is it here?" And she was like, "Yeah, you can just take a seat." She was just super rude. I don't know what her deal was. And so dude is helping put stuff away. He finally like comes into the room. You know, it's a circular table, so he sits a couple chairs away from me. And he introduces himself. I'll just say his name is John. And he goes, "Hi, my name is John." And I was like, "Hi, I'm Jess. Nice to meet you." And he goes, without making eye contact, and just like staring off into space, he goes, "You have beautiful eyes." He's not initiating eye contact, so I'm not going to try and initiate eye contact. So I'm also staring off into space, hands folded in my lap, and I just say, "Thank you." And he immediately gets up and walks out of the room. It was so weird. Like, please don't do this to me right now. And like, also, we're here to like essentially talk to spirits and you're trying to flirt with me right at the start of it. You don't even know me. I could talk to demons for all you know, and you're trying to be like, "Oh my god, hi, you have pretty eyes." Shut up. Oh my god. I don't know what it is about me, but dudes like approach me super strong all the time, and that is like not my tea at all. I'm a very much like friends to lovers kind of thing. Like, I want to get to know somebody before I really like lock it down with them, because I'm a true lover girl. Like I'm just like very dedicated, And I don't know, like just dudes all the time will come up to me and just like try and lay it on real thick, and it's just like, I need you to back up off me, you're being weird. People start trickling in and we get into like a meditative state, get into like a flow state, so that way we can start channeling. And what we will do is go around the circle and just channel individually for each person. So if it's on me, then every single person will go around the table and channel for me. And then we'll go to the next person and everyone will go around. What he says that he like channeled for me was that he saw like a yellow bouncing ball like down the stairs that had a smiley face on it. He said that it stopped halfway down and that like something is stopping me from blah blah blah, and I was just like, okay, sure. I don't know, dude. When I was channeling for him, I was just kind of riffing, and I said cow eyes because he had brown eyes. I wanted to say shark eyes, but I thought that was mean, and like he really wasn't like predatory. Genuinely, like I think he's just like misguided dude, so I was just like, that's mean, don't do that. So I said cow eyes, and then it reminded me of, you see those videos of people playing jazz for cows and they all run from the field and like go to listen, and so I was like, oh, that, and you should maybe listen to some more jazz, and I don't know. And then like at the end of the circle he said that that was all very accurate, so cool. But so there was a lady right after him who just had like a really incredible energy. She had like a very professorial, like wise energy to her. It was interesting that I kind of channeled for her Rose Red, which was like a mini series back in 2002 that was written by Stephen King. And basically it's about a team of psychics that gets hired to go investigate a haunted mansion. And genuinely one of my all-time favorite movies, so if you haven't watched it, please go watch it. But anyways, the reason why she reminded me of that movie, and like I was thinking of this woman in the movie, and I was like, that was an automatic writer. Later she suggested somebody to try automatic writing, and I was like, oh my gosh, girl. And so I brought it up with her, and that I was channeling Rose Red and then automatic writing, and so I just thought that was really interesting, and she's confirmed that yes, she does automatic writing. We'll call this beautiful woman Gina, okay? And so we go around the circle, we're all channeling for Gina, and John is the last person that has to channel for Gina. When John is channeling for Gina, I don't feel as though he is channeling for her. I feel like he is just expressing his horny thoughts. What he says, he was just like, yeah, I don't know, I'm just getting this very heavy, like, sexual energy. And I don't know why I'm getting this. I'm just getting ground and pound. Like just grinding. You just gotta grind it out. Everyone in the circle was just like gobsmacked, just like, It was so awkward, like, dude, you are not channeling for her. You are just talking about how horny you are. And then, like, when we were all wrapping up, you know, we have to go around the circle and just say, like, what was accurate, inaccurate about what people were channeling for us. And when it got for Gina to channel for John, she was just like, you know, I was just so wrapped up in what everybody else was channeling for me, I stopped writing and I kind of forgot what you said. And it's just like, good. I think it's best we all get past that. Happy Sunday, everyone. Thank you for looking at me right now. I'm on my way to a shamanic healing session. It's gonna be like 2 hours to try and cleanse my soul, mind, and body. I will get back in touch with you in a sec. Love you, bye. So the sound bath was actually really healing. It had a lot of like shamanistic ritual aspects to it that I really enjoyed. Incredible space. Like, just the setup, the acoustics were incredible because it was in like a super old-timey, I think it was like an old factory kind of building. It was honestly just super powerful. Like, I genuinely felt so cleansed and so clear-minded after it. And the hosts were so nice and so knowledgeable. Like the girls whose space it was, she offered me a blanket. And like also she had a bunch of relatives and like a friend from high school there. And it was just so sweet because like well, maybe. I genuinely don't really think that I could get my family members to show up in a supportive way like that. Maybe like my brother, but he's kind of hard to like get to do things. I think it's really beautiful that she has her family members to support her like that. Like that's awesome. Where I was sat towards the front and there was a yoga mat on either side of me, and the host and her friend, they like sat on either side, and right away I was like, if you guys want, you can sit next to each other. I don't mind moving. And they were like, no, I think you make like a really good mediator. Like I like you between us. This is nice. And I was like, oh, okay, yay. And like both of them were immediately tearing up. So I was just like, are you sure? And they were like, yeah, it's totally fine. And then once the sound bath actually starts, homegirl right next to me immediately starts sobbing, and like that is so absolutely beautiful for her and her journey. I am not a crier, and I straight up told them, like, because they were already crying, and I was like, I hope I cry. That is obviously not my journey. I thought it was really cool that they were able to do that. Like I said, I wish I could have cried, but I just feel like I was just so jumbled. Like I feel like that Dare ad where like this is your brain on drugs, except my brain isn't on drugs, it's just absolutely fried.
This is your brain on drugs.
Like homegirl really wasn't a distraction, but like the people leading the ritual obviously focused more on her because she needed more attention. Like she obviously needed it. So, and not saying like, oh my god, I need attention to be on me. But I wish there was like a little bit more attention on me. But like that's also just me being a little bit selfish. I would love to do like a one-on-one or like I feel like doing sound baths more often would be really good for me. Just like for the clarity of mind, you know what I mean? Overall, it was an incredible experience. I'm just so happy that people were able to make space for each other and that I could make space for people to tap into their energy like that. So what did I learn from this spiritual weekend? I really learned how important that rest is for me. So I went from working 70 hours a week to going on a 3-week vacation across Europe. And then I came back and I really tried to like push myself again. I hit the ground running with like job applications and things like that. I really haven't given myself time to process things, both leaving my job and going on this trip to Europe. It just deserves a little bit more, I don't want to say gratitude because I feel extremely grateful that I went on this trip, but it just deserves a little bit more attention to it, a little bit more appreciation, I guess. And like with that, it taught me how important that like unplugging is. So like not going on your phone and not tapping into like the spiritual side of things, which is like funny to say for a spiritual weekend, but like knowing when to just like sit in the real world and just appreciate that. Then I guess like the final thing that I really learned is the power and importance of community. It definitely made me realize that I should start practicing my spirituality more with others. There's really just such a power in practicing spirituality together, with all of your energy coming together. It just blends together so beautifully. And like in general, I should be spending more time with people and hanging out more with people. I love my alone time, as you saw with my sabbatical trip, solo travel for 3 weeks. It was incredible. But I also, like at certain times it got kind of lonely, and I really want to prioritize making friendships. Yeah, so thank you for joining in my weekend of spiritual psychosis. I will see you guys soon. Love you, bye!